I wonder if Buck's getting on this thing.
I texted him.
He said he was earlier. Oh, they're next weekend?
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
like 2 weekends.
Wow, that makes sense, I guess. You know, we've got the fort. What? So that's the 12th, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
them 11s.
Them 11s. The 12th
No,
is.
It's so funny. I was talking to someone who will remain nameless tonight. I was going back and forth about shoes. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what I should do about these 12s I got. And he's like, oh, which ones? I said them 12s. He's like, I know what you mean now. So you don't even have to say the colorway. It's just them 12s are universally known as the black and gold pair. Oh, I wish I had water. Too late.
Them 12s are black and gold. What are you talking about, black and gold? Them 12s.
Yeah, I mean, them 12s.
There's gold on these?
No. The black and yellow 12s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, them 12s. What are you crazy?
I forgot about those already. Those are fun.
Yeah, I still have all of them. Like, legitimately all of them.
I did well with those on eBay right off the bat.
Scalper checking in. Nice.
Nice. We need some more scalpers checking in. Man, they're just really abusing that name. It's such a ruthless name.
It's like it has such a dirty connotation. Like, I feel bad.
Scalpers used to be the people that would I think it was like a term used by both Indians and
I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess it would be colonizers back in like the 1600s or 1700s, and the literal definition was like they would kill you and then remove the top of your head.
Remove your scalp. Yeah,
yeah.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna go
very similar to selling a PS5.
Yeah, no, the two are like synonyms, honestly.
This is I'm gonna have to go ahead and say this is borderline racist at this point. You know, it's like the Redskins. If you're taking down the Redskins name, we've got to get rid of the Scalpers name. I mean,
I don't know. I feel like both sides do. Maybe it was more of a Native American thing, but I don't think it's like a race. I mean, they had every right.
I'm joking. I'm not being.
Oh, okay. No, because I was about to have a. Oh my god. I don't know.
The history of scalping.
I'm not being serious at all.
Yeah, chapter 1, like Native American European War.
Chapter 20, 12-year-old sitting in his basement, hitting a restock manually on Target.com.
Yeah.
I mean, on a serious note, scalpers growing up, I always thought of it as people who sold tickets for like games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what it used to be. Yeah, so that's like chapter 15.
Yeah, and those are the type of guys that everybody's so happy when they find them, and then they always get shit talked behind their back. So I guess that's where we're at in today's society. Fulfilling needs, and then like, I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Gloss is on the road. No Gloss.
Yep.
Probably going to fill up his store. I was hoping we get an in-store.
No, he should really go live
this
from his store. Like, that's what Unique did. He went live from the store.
Yeah.
Like, he said going forward, that's what he would do once they're all opened up.
I can't wait till we get like a live video of someone walking and be like, "Hey, bro, like it's Christmas. Is there any way like I could give you like 3 pairs of Alva for 1 cream? Like I really need it." Like
3 pairs of Alva.
He's like, I hate to do it, but if you had 50 cash, I think I could do it.
Record it too. Like he should be recording these Gloss balls at this point.
Yeah.
All right, let's get some of these releases up. Smurf.
We
got a lot to cover.
That's like the longest
intro
ever. All right.
Losing. Is he freezing on your end, Papa?
Nice. Like a little bit, but we have faith.
We have faith. Fire Reds. E-Dog is Fire Red eBay king over here. Been selling the shit out of those things. Volume's been exactly what we thought. What did you guys think about this? How it turned out and whatnot?
I mean, they did exactly what we thought they would right after release. I mean, I distinctly remember you kind of throwing a 275 number out there and then scrolling through scrolling through StockX and seeing exactly that number pop up.
Yeah, that was wild. And I think we just pretty much nailed that one overall.
So
That was
what do you
it.
think going forward?
What do you think going forward?
To me, I
Let me
would
pull 'em up
still
right
try and ride eBay sales and whatever sales you could get from them now. And then I think it's an easy one where you could kind of reassess in, I don't know, February even, March
I mean,
maybe.
I'm
Like,
selling this shoe this Christmas. For
yeah, I
sure.
don't think it's worth holding the next 2-3 months. Is really how I'm looking at it. And I feel like you might be better off if it's a shoe you wanna, you want to target, going forward. I think you could easily wait months and
Yeah,
buy
I agree.
close to retail.
I think April, May is when I'll kind of reopen my eyes to them. But for now, just kind of get those holiday sales in, and then you can forget about the shoe for a while, and then kind of allocate capital elsewhere, and then you won't really miss anything out by looking to buy back in.
We're not I sell hold group. We're really niche specialists. Here's what I should put in my bio.
That reminds
That's
me.
what should I put that on my LinkedIn page? Capital allocation specialist at Buy Sell Hold Incorporated. Something like that.
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
I mean,
it reminds me too. I think someone sent me a DM last week. I've got to send it over to you guys so that we can go through it. It's a lot of inventory that someone wants us to check out, and it makes me think about, like, this shoe should not be in your inventory after Christmas. I mean, it should not be in your inventory. Like, I mean, it's just, there's no reason to have it in your inventory. Revisit it later, spring, the time Smurf said. But I think that's something that's just important, is like, no matter how much you like the shoe and think how profitable it could be, the risk reward says go. I mean, shit happens. Could be wrong on it, but from a percentage basis, we're gonna be right a lot more than we're wrong in this scenario.
I would say what's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know what's good.
Is this better? Yep. For the grade school pairs, if they start bottoming out, and I don't think they will for a little bit, but if they bottom out, that could also be a buy. Like, there he is. We've seen grade school 4s do like very pretty well. Not saying that these are going to do instantly. Like, I mean, even Bred 4s aren't. Grade school Bred 4s aren't close to Black Cats. They're not close to, what are they? The metallic 4s. They're still decent. So there comes a point where if these bottom out for long enough, I think they'll be a buy in grade school sizes. I don't want to put my money there yet, just like the men's pairs. But there's upside on those.
I mean, they're sitting here right now too, cashing out at retail. Basically, if you're selling right now, you're cashing on retail. I mean, like, not that much volume, 3,200. So I could see how that could just slowly, because they're going to sell. Honestly, with the one caveat of what we're saying is, with the volume we're seeing from the men's side, I don't think it's going to continue to make the price go, but I think it's just going to make for a better scenario in the timeline, like Smurf was talking about, because we're going to see so many pairs go here in the next month. You'll see some residuals in January. This shoe will probably hold some value in January just from latent Christmas sales, but then it'll phase out going into the spring.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
Oof.
I am buying.
Boys. We said. I mean, that's what we said would happen. I mean, I think I saw 23 Penny had them on his website, sizes 8 through 12 for $209.99, and they were sitting. So I mean, that was wild. That said, I mean, they're gone now, and that's, they're, in my opinion, a shoe that's, just not going to sit at under retail. I mean, the hell, Black Yzy under retail. I don't see this having crazy value, but
so what went wrong with this model? Because, I mean, I feel like if this was, if this was labeled a 350 V whatever, I think people would be maybe more open to it. And I don't think they've dropped, like, they haven't dropped hundreds of thousands. Like, they've been, I want to say, fairly limited, because in terms of demand, and my point being, just no demand. Like, what do you think went wrong with these?
I mean, I don't think they're. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
I mean, I think it's just not, like, it could be all black. It could not have a gum sole. like, first of all, just like aesthetically, it doesn't hit as hard as it potentially could have. And then I feel like people didn't really know these were releasing. Like
Yeah.
it once again goes back to Adidas marketing, which is a recurring theme we've been talking about forever. But it's just like nobody knows when shit releases. Like it's actually crazy. Like they expect you to have the Adidas confirmed app and notifications on to like know when a release is happening. Otherwise, like a casual sneakerhead is not going to know when this shit releases.
Not a clue. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a freaking Black Friday, and they don't even have any type of outside of, yeah, well, BKN says they're not aware of
I
380
agree.
in general. I agree with that too. I think that's a good point as well. But I think here's my counterpoint to that is people weren't really aware of 700 V1s for a hot fucking minute either. People weren't aware of the switch off models that we've seen off of the original V1, V2. They didn't. Yes, now they are. The waves were great, but waves weren't it. The very first time they start building where they're at to where they can hold a 500 plus price all the time, even after multiple restocks because of where they're at. I'm not saying in any shape, form, or fashion this model is that model. All I'm saying is it's not unusual for a Yeezy model to go unknown.
Well, I mean, if you're trying to make this model relevant, why the fuck do you do it? A week before Breds are coming back.
Yeah,
everyone's attention is literally. I mean, that's literally where any
That's a good point.
That's literally where everyone's attention is, whether you're a hardcore sneakerhead or even just like someone casual.
Yeah, if you want a black shoe, which one are you going to get? You're going to pay attention to the V2. I mean, you're not going to pay attention to this one. You want the Bred. I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. So, yeah. What the hell is Adidas doing, like Smurf said, the millionth time? I mean, sweet Jesus, these guys are just... These guys are a mind fuck. I don't understand anything they're doing from an operational standpoint about, their marketing structure or scheme or strategy and I'm not some genius or anything, but I don't even know the marketing field that well, but I feel like as a consumer, from my standpoint in that context, they're doing a terrible job,
It feels like Kanye himself runs the Yeezy releases with how, I mean, just look at his Twitter, feed. That's literally how they do it's that sporadic that nobody knows what the hell you're going to get. But I feel like that's
at this point, I think the Kardashians would run Adidas marketing a lot better than we
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think
in terms of
for sure.
In terms of like this shoe kind of long term, what are your thoughts?
Are they comfy? Anybody worn a pair?
Yeah, they're comfy.
Yeah, they're very comfortable.
They're comfortable. I think this is okay. So I'm not going to say anything crazy here, but when you can buy this shoe at retail, I think pay attention to steals like on Penny's site, $209.99. You can't tell me that you can't buy this shoe at $209.99 and at some point in the near future sell it for a 20% plus profit. I mean, I just don't see how an all black Yeezy is going to stay under 300 for longer than a 4 to 6 month period. Now, do you want to hold it for that long? No. But if you're the type of guy who builds up inventory to sell later for whatever avenues you use, then this is not one I feel like you're going to buy and lose money on.
But
so when would you buy in?
Oh, go ahead.
No,
like what Gloss had mentioned a couple of weeks ago, we could see these do like.
I would buy in. Yeah, I would buy in every time I saw what I felt like was a good under equity buy. Like when pennies were $209.99, I didn't buy because they, after all the tax and everything, it came up to like $227, right? So to me, that's not good enough. I didn't pull that trigger. But if I could have got $209.99 shipped, I would have snapped. That's just if I want to buy now.
Like there's a blanket price where we recommend.
Or I mean, could they end up under retail though? Like, I remember how Gloss was mentioning. What was it, the all black 700s? I mean, those didn't do, not the Bantas, the other ones.
Yeah, but they were priced so high. Like these are only a $230 shoe. I mean,
you're already talking. They're almost under retail. Like yours. I mean, that is under retail. I mean, how much more could it go?
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. I feel like the drop because of the high retail made it a bigger drop, but this one I feel like will be a smaller drop, obviously because of the percentage basis. Like 10% drop here puts you, 207, right? So like, that's, I don't see it dropping much more than, we were able to get 700s for like 220, right? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it was right around there. Yeah.
So I don't think we see anything like that, but I don't know if 190 to 210. What do y'all think about that? I mean, I'm buying in that range and holding. Otherwise, from a timing standpoint, like you were just asking, Smurf, I'm probably, I don't know. I don't know that I would be investing in these in a timing and standpoint to like, hey, let me catch this ride from 230 to 300. I think I'd only invest in these when I could catch them at under retail still, and then just move forward from that context, because Adidas could pump out. Who knows what the hell triple black Adidas could pump out, and fuck with your whole plans of how you want to ride in it. We don't know what they're going to do with the 380 model. I mean,
yeah, true. I mean, I think like it's not crazy to think that they'll release more colorways, and I think that these will be able to kind of catch that ride, just because any like recommended shoe on StockX, this will be under there for whatever next 380s come out, and people are probably more inclined to say, oh, hey, look at this pretty clean normal colorway. So I think we'll see some of that. But yeah, I in terms of timeline, you mentioned 4 to 6 months. I mean, I could definitely see that hitting, but at the same time, I don't know how hard these will hit in the summer. So I think we all kind of agree where they're going. We just, I wouldn't know how to pinpoint a timeline just yet.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that.
Speaking
Yeah,
of,
I'm interested to hear what y'all say about this one. That's what I'm interested to hear.
Are you personally a pair? Are you gonna wear a pair? Did you decide?
Yeah, I got it on Adidas. I'm gonna wear it. Bank at 9.5.
these I think could go up a little bit. There's definitely more awareness. These were also at previous highs. Like there's way more energy with them. Much easier to sale. So if you're asking between the two, I'd probably put my money in some deals here and there.
100%. I think this is a shoe. I think so. There's a couple shoes. I think when they there's not too many shoes that when they like restock that they can just return to value. We've seen Adidas have a couple that can do it. Waves can do it. Zebras can do it. I feel like these can do it as well. I mean,
it's not like it was massive either.
It's not like it was massive. If you're telling me, I feel like you can sell down the road, not even trying down the road, you can consign bays for 600 plus, like not even trying. These things move like crazy at SG.
Yeah.
And they were there in those levels before that. So when you let's look at.
I mean, you don't even got to look at Bay. Just look at. Like any men's side.
6.5 on 6.5 on StockX on October 18th, sold for 650. All right, and that's StockX value, which we all know consigns much higher. I'm borderline want to make a buy cash out call for these because the economy is going to get stimulated. I mean, we know for a fact they're about to be putting money, whether it's money direct hands or not. We know that they're getting unemployment money coming back in. People. This is a shoe that could catch its rise back up pretty quickly. You might get lucky on, hey, I caught this harsh dip. If you look at the price action, it's harsh down. Like all these, the charts on every single side is harsh down. And if we catch a nice demand piece back, I mean, I could see a pretty quick rise on this one. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see it back to its original, April, March.
Yeah.
I mean,
this 72-hour volume is ridiculous.
Yeah,
for nearly 4,000 pairs sold. I mean, that's insane to me.
The
market is hot.
You could wear all year. I don't think it's like a seasonal shoe.
It's something you can wear. I mean,
also,
what's the depth looking like? Okay, so the depth is not as heavy as like the last shoe. Okay.
Also, while we were talking about free auto checkout, I posted a link in announcements to some people. I don't want to say good friends, but people I enjoy on here that started a auto checkout company. And if you use the code, which is BSH Bred, as my name, first 5 people get the auto checkout free. And I posted the link in announcements. But only the people watching the stream right now can go ahead and they'll know the code. So if there's any remaining, I'll kick it back to everyone else. But for now, whoever's watching, there you go, 5 free auto checkout, slots for those. So hates that.
What's the code?
BSH Bred. It's my name right now. So.
Oh, yeah.
You're not trying to check out right now, are you?
No. I'm.
I was gonna say, damn, like wow.
Look, I added it to the corner.
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah. Sorry to interrupt. I felt like
that's good.
Be working with them a little bit more anyway. So.
No,
Stimulating the chat. We're talking about stimulus checks. It fits.
Yeah,
it fits. It fits. You're right.
But yeah, no. This is a super comfortable, super wearable shoe. I'm shocked at this 72-hour volume. I mean, if we look at like even here, let's go back like 10 times as many pairs and more pairs than these 4s. It's crazy. It's
that's pretty crazy. I agree.
Granted, we had that little sale in there, so that might have, or little half off fees or whatever the hell it was. That might have.
That's true. Was that 72 ago?
Honestly, that's a beautiful scenario for a shoe like it's immediately after drop, something like that.
And guys, like, don't sleep on these big size cash outs either. Like, this shoe moved in big size prices.
From April of 2019 up until October 27th of 2020, you're talking a low of 381 and a high of 521, and they're a size
270. Yeah, they're like 260 right now. Or 12's 270, 11's 285, or 279, 285. I mean, I like these. Honestly, I do. Probably should make a call on them, to be honest with you. I've been thinking about it, and it's just, more you see it, more it makes sense. Catch some economic luck, and you might be a quicker return than we usually talk about with our shoes.
Them 700s.
I mean, it might be quick in general because, like we said, stock wasn't that crazy high anyway. I mean,
I was just about to say, like 4,400 pairs. Wasn't there like 13,000 on foot sites in total?
It was something crazy though. I mean, I'm washed, so I can't really say much.
Where's Dev? We need Dev. Well, I wonder where. I wonder what it was on Yeezy Supply.
I think it was 16K if I remember correctly.
Matter of fact, we just need Dev so we can hear his fucking audio again.
Yeah.
ASMR. Let me get that going.
You missed that, Buck. Did you see that? Did you watch the stream?
No, I haven't listened to it yet. I have not.
That was top tier, man.
It was crisp.
I had like 10 questions right here that didn't mean shit that I was just going to ask him so that he could talk.
Name, favorite color, date of birth,
social security number.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of Dev. This would be the perfect shoe for him.
This would be. We get Mules on here. He's been wanting to get on here. We need to get Mules on here too. Look, so where are we at here with this? Pairs sold, grade school. That's a pretty solid grade school volume. Grade school volume is always a bit lower than men's. Do you have any of the men's volume up there?
Yeah, I just realized. Let me make the slide right now. You guys can talk about grade school for a second.
Okay, sure. No, that's no problem. To me, this was always the best play out of these. I mean, obviously, right? Like, we know grade school mids are the go. We're sitting at what's the average price here? Let me get these up. Mid metallic GS 4.5s at 134. 6 through 7s back low to nothing again. This is interesting. It's kind of like they flipped again with the mids.
With the sizing?
Yeah. It's interesting. The 3.5 to 5s are holding basically the more value like they used to than 5.5 to 7.
It makes a little bit of sense because I know for a fact a lot. Like, if you even look at the men's sizes, it was the 7.5 to 9 that sold out. Like, not even the quickest, just that was the only one to sell out, and the rest just kind of sat for hours and days. So it's really not surprising. Again, this is when I was only focusing on grade school. I had buyer's remorse even before I bought them. I think I was texting Smurf or someone or Buckman. I don't know who it was. And I was just not trying to buy the men's pairs, and I didn't.
I saw the text.
Yeah, because it's like it's such a great shoe because I like gold. I'm always biased towards gold. But I'm like, then I realized, like, what man is going to go buy these right now for $200. Like I don't see someone with a size 12 foot rocking these right now. So that's kind of what my rationale was. And still, like, I think the gold pairs in grade school are going to be fine. Like men's pairs, maybe it's a wait and see. If you could get deals on them, maybe. But right now, I'm good with them.
What was pretty interesting to me on these, this is, I mean, I haven't followed too closely with the mids, but like, has there ever been a mid release alongside with that high that came out, and this is what everybody was looking at?
Yeah, but the funny thing was, like, wait, so you mean,
I mean, like in terms of sneaker Twitter, I feel like everybody was like, how many times have you seen a mid get talked about more than the other one? I mean,
This is easily the most,
no, that's a good point.
most marketed.
I don't know, I can't remember a time that's ever happened. Like,
no, you're right.
Yeah, this is definitely a shoe that's in like reseller hand mode. I mean, you could argue that the men's pairs won't do anything for a very long time. I think I talked about these last week, or maybe I wrote some about them. I can't remember, but my thoughts is I have not changed on the men's. I still think down the road this will be a mid that you can move at SG all damn day long for 200. I don't have any misconceptions about that. Now the timing of that that's a different story. It'll be down the road. One thing I've noticed though, like on internet pictures, social media, etc., is, and I think it makes sense when you look at the grade school size, and like a lot of women are liking these. So I think that'll push the grade schools even further. I still like the grade schools as a whole, in my opinion. Again, I don't see. I've just been high on this colorway for a bit, and I don't see it not selling down the road.
You put these above where you put the shatter backboard mids last year, in terms of where you're like thinking.
No, I think the shatter backboard mids had. So here's my thought on these, Buck. I think it's a good distinction to make actually, because I can see how people can get confused. So shatter backboards to me had the much higher ceiling. And they have the much higher ceiling because of the OG piece. Like these have a capped ceiling, but they'll have a high volume because they'll have a capped ceiling, if that makes any sense. Like they're not going to go above a certain point. Like I don't see these flying above to 275 on SG as a mid down the road. I just see them being a $190 to $215 option that a shitload of people buy because it's a flashy, cheap Jordan.
They also made a lot more pairs, from what Dev was saying, than any other mid before. They said they overproduced the fuck out of those.
Oh, yeah,
that's definitely something to watch.
Them mids.
Them mids. I think, like Buck said, this is the first one we've seen them do this with a mid. So I think it's kind of almost like we need to watch this one and see how it plays out. And it's almost like a case study a bit on these big mid releases if they start doing this more, and how to play them correctly, because we've not seen it done this way. So I think this is more of a learning curve release, and it's definitely one that I'm paying attention to because it's a different pattern than we see with releases and shoes in general. We don't see mids getting released like this ever, so we don't have history to go off on them. So I think it's one we definitely need to watch just to learn, if in general, whether or not we get it right or wrong. Jack says
they rolled it out with the Nike member access too. So that, obviously that doesn't really affect anything price wise, but in terms of them trying to portray something, it makes it seem as if something that not everybody could get, when in reality everyone did. I feel like that's got a little. It's something that Nike is clearly trying to do.
True. All right, so we got 9,000 of these bad boys sold. Give you guys context, like 2 weeks in, Royal Tobes had about 16,000 sold. So this is good volume. A lot of people are buying the shoe. What are you guys' thoughts on this release and where it's at?
I think you should group these with the Luckies. You could, when anyone that we've said, like what was it? The navy blue pair. It's an okay looking shoe. I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't think about touching it until February, around there. Nice for the winter. If they're still low come the summertime next year, I think it could be a good option because, hey, people want a black shoe for the winter. that's thinking really far ahead. I don't think you have to. Again, you don't have to allocate your funds to this right now. If I'm gonna get my pairs, not that I got so many, but the few pairs I got, I'm gonna probably off quickly. Will I? Will I not? I'd recommend doing it. Will I get lazy? That's another story. But
So what I'm hearing is you see these doing very similar to how the Fearless ones.
Yeah, I think that was our comp.
You know, the other patent ones.
No,
those were
that's
for a while.
those were good. How
that
long ago was that? Oh my god, that's like a year.
That was a year ago. Spring.
They were
last
fine.
year.
They were.
Are you sure they didn't release this year? No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
No.
They were in the spring, like in February.
Weren't they before Obsidians, if I remember correctly? Right before?
I'm gonna pull this up. Hold up. I think it was in.
No, because they did the whole Fearless pack. It was like they had the Fearless made.
Oh no! It was in 11/2/2019.
All right, that's
So exactly 13 months ago.
Like I said,
that's the quickest
the
year.
exact same timeline. November patent shoe. I mean,
that's the quickest year.
You pull that chart, somebody. I'd be curious.
All right, so let's look at this. All right, so average price on these right now, post release, 209. It took them 4 months to gain.
That's what Brandon's saying.
6%, and then they started pumping. They started pumping. Well, that was 79. So about summertime. So I don't think this will take the same pattern though, because that was a summer shoe. Is blue, white, red.
Yeah.
So
these are hard to wear. Also, I don't know how well patent leather wears over time. Like I feel like if you buy these shoes, it's not even primarily like your first shoe in your rotation. I don't know. Like honestly, I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty cold on these. Like yes, they're cool, and yes, there might be money to be made, but like I personally don't see any reason to necessarily buy into this specific shoe.
Yeah, no, not at all right now, at all.
Yeah. Damn,
Papa, you're saying Smurf, you're saying ever though, right? Like it's just not something that's on your radar.
I mean, just because okay, so we get to the summer, it looks enticing. Like once we get to winter, when you're really going to be selling them, I don't know how many buyers are still going to have these kind of fresh in their mind or want to come back to these if they're over a specific price. So I think like
then the argument then is, will it get to that specific price? Like if they get to 280 slowly and gradually, like you could say, yeah, fuck it, like I'm not in the mood for that. If they're still at 220, and they're low, or 240 and they're low, then you could start saying like, maybe these get to 300 for the holidays because blah 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 blah. But it's not. Again, this is so hypothetical. It's not even worth discussing really. It's just right now the point is sell them and don't really. It's not worth holding them in the short term.
I mean, I wouldn't even cash these out for like 190 or some shit.
Yeah, there's just no need.
Yeah, no, I mean at 190 I would just buy it just because I feel like we can make money on that now. But other than that, yeah, there's no need.
Wait, aren't you? Oh no, you're home. I was gonna say, I wonder how many people in Louisiana are wearing them.
Fuck no. Louisiana is literally like the home of the 12.
Yeah, but those are Saints colors. Man.
No, I see FIBA 12s, I see Concord 12s. Every new 12 that comes out, people wear. Like that's the shoe of New Orleans.
With or without the StockX tag on them?
No, without.
Oh man.
They have the athlete's foot receipt hanging out of the back.
I see.
Of the sock liner, yeah.
These Balvins. I mean, Gloss last week told us stock was looking slim on these 10K.
Yeah.
We need Ross. Jack said, where's Mr. Vapor Waffle? That's a good description of him. He's apparently driving in a car, and so we kicked him off the stream because we didn't kick him off. He just knows his audio wouldn't be good. He can't drive and talk, shit. So he's not here today. Probably be back next week. But this one, maybe what he could give us some info on. I don't know. Have you heard anything, Smurf?
I've heard there's like 250 pairs at the Chicago Jordan store, which really isn't that many. I mean, honestly, like my plan with these is I think there's definitely some opportunity for money to be made in terms of, to me, this screams a summer shoe. J Balvin is getting more and more popular, and I feel like he drops an album or something like that and they really just pop off. It's also just like a wild Jordan 1 that you don't really see out there. So like, I mean, off bat, like I don't think there's any need to kind of jump on these, but definitely something to pay attention. I think this is kind of the type of shoe where we start talking about it in a couple of weeks post-release. We understand what happens. We get an understanding of who's hit sneakers, whatever that is, or whatever that ends up being, and then we kind of go from there. But honestly, I'm pretty optimistic about this sneaker just because it's so wild, it's incredibly unique, and it has kind of that influencer backing that is really ready to pop whenever, because there's just so many fans out there.
I couldn't agree. I don't even want to say anything. So I'm just stopping. You just hit the nail on the head, in my opinion, on that whole analysis.
I got a buddy in South America that usually gets pretty heavy stock stuff, and he offered me. This is, I mean, to put in perspective, you know, you're talking something normally 100 to 200 pairs. He only offered 19.
Wow. Wow.
4 were signed, by the way, but 19.
Signed to Paris. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the hell that would even do to this shit.
No, if anything, it hurts it.
I mean, I couldn't even name a song by it.
Remember when people were flexing just Don signatures on their shoe, only to have to sell it for half of what the normal market price was because no one really gives a shit what Don is.
Yeah.
That's like my trophy room box that's signed by the kid.
Here's the big boy.
Them Yeezys. These are. This is the capital them Yeezys.
Jeez, man. I mean,
Burr.
Well, I mean, where are we going to start from here, guys? I mean, obviously this is a buy.
Well, I'm just happy Gloss isn't here this week. It actually worked out because if he had anything to say about it, I'd be paying $40 to $60 for auto checkout. But now the people that charge me $20 for Zyon's Smurf, I hear they're running me for like $250, $3 for these. So it, they make up for it. But no, these I'm gonna just go all out. It's not that hard. I think if these hit 310, if these hit the 310 range, which they're at, last time I checked, they're at 450. So to me, it's certainly feasible. If they hit that range, and you have excess capital, I say buy these and even immediately consign them, or you'll be safe holding them for a little bit. That's pretty much where I'm at with them. If they're in the 350s. To 380s, I just not as much of a return, but the 310 range is very enticing, especially if you get a lot of them there. So
that sounds like a nice bottom too. I can see that sounds like a good number.
I told you earlier, there's a couple Yeezys that can be produced that can rebound their value. I thought the Yeezy 500s can be one of those. The Zebra obviously are in. Fucking A, man. Triple whites. I even forgot those. Triple white V2s are.
They dropped those are literally made to order. Like that was.
And then wave runners are. And you can't convince me that these also are not another one that will bounce back up. Like they could GR this release in my opinion, and it would still go back up because just how like they've done before with the waves and all that. This is one of the more talked about, sought after Yeezys. Still, what are we, 2 years off this release? I don't even remember. When was it? 3 years? 2017?
Yeah, 2017.
That's ridiculous.
So we're pushing almost 3 years. Dude, I'm a little more. I wouldn't have any issues cashing this out. I say this now, but if 350s and going into the 4s, I still think
regardless,
range,
you're gonna make you're gonna make money because like Brandon said, yes, those creams were made to order, but people were paying whatever, and you can't convince me that this isn't a cleaner colorway. Like when these dropped,
no way.
These were by far the nicest Yeezys that came out. Like I never really considered like keeping a pair or whatever back then, but like I really struggled to sell my personal size in these. Like I had an attachment to them or whatever, but like. I think anybody can like this shoe, and it's just like one of the best colorways in it. This model moves very well. We all know this, and this colorway is just phenomenally executed. You can wear it any season, anytime, and it'll look good. You can wear it with almost anything, and it'll look good. Like it's the best 350 out there. Like I think no matter yes, you should definitely wait to cash out, and there's no rush or anything like that, but. No matter where you end up buying in, I feel like eventually you'll be able to make money. Yes, you can probably say that about any shoe, but just like with the amount of volume that's going to move of this shoe and consistently through the next couple of months, like, or the next year, even, like, I just think this shoe is going to bang forever.
Yeah, it's a banger. It's there's no question about it. I mean,
when we compare it to the creams, there's no in-store loopers here taking place, so it'll be interesting to see where they really truly drop to price-wise.
That's the thing. I'm not mad at people who would buy them when they bought them at, say, $350. I'm not saying it's a bad play at all, because it's not. It's just if it gets to that 310 range, because they make so many pairs and people are kind of dumping them. That's where I just say that's your number one priority. You'll great returns, very safe, all that type of stuff. Again, 380. It's like 350, 380. It's not bad. You'll make money. It's just, again, the returns aren't as high. And that's really just the reasoning. So
either way, you're a winner. They start dropping more. It's a no-brainer shoe.
Yeah, no. Either way, you're a winner. It's just how big of a winner you're going to try and be. So,
bro, I mean, like, in the base sizes are absurd if you want to really look at it. Like, you can go look at size 5.5. I just pulled up 5.5. It's sitting at $451 right now. Okay, and there are sales after sales after sales after sales for 6, 10 month, 10 month, no, 3, 2. There's 2 years of sales of 4-figure sales on that size.
But do you think with this happening that we could see kind of like the other triple blacks or whatever the hell they were called, where most sizes are pretty,
yeah,
not that the drop off from day to mint. I'm just throwing it out. I'm just curious.
I mean, that's a decent suggestion. I just think these are such a cleaner look. Just they're all black. They're so dark black. They're just so different. I mean, I think too it depends a lot like how it's production wise, like what we see. And then you make the point too about it's going to get likely into the right hands. I mean, I don't know. My whole thing is like when I can look back and I can pull a sale from October 21st, 2020 for $1,024, and now it's sitting at $451, and it's been making those sales when I can pull all the way back to 2017. I don't know, man. These seem like some really no-brainer, easy plays. They just really do. And I'm big on often V2s at consign. I'm big on often a lot of shoes at consign, but I'm big on often V2s at consign. Just because they immediately usually have arbitrage.
Whoa,
there he is.
What up?
Well, hello there.
Finally home.
Speaking of consign.
Speaking of consign.
Speaking of people who are scalpers.
Yes, sir.
I feel like the wall of Yeezys has crawled so much for this is by far the closest we've gotten.
But it's low.
So much lower.
Yeah,
it's true.
Oh, wait, what?
Just up here, you could just see the other side of the room is just empty.
I didn't even think there was another side of the room.
So much room for activities.
Yeah, it was completely filled as of 2 days ago. So,
wow.
I mean, I would love to say it's nice to see you, but right now you could have waited to come on until the next segment. But it's all good.
Sorry, I can't back.
Whatever you do, don't talk about how much you're paying for slots.
You can text that though.
Yeah, like I have no problem paying like $275 for these. So if people want to charge me like $55,
I mean, I legit bought a run at $270 already. So
right.
Tell them, Gloss. No, we're just Gloss. We've been kind of talking a little bit about how shoes at rebound value. We're just going through sales and talking about how we're just all really high on the shoe, even on the secondary market after the shoe releases and people sell. Drops have been huge in the last month. So just we're very high on the shoe. It's all we've really been talking about in terms of what you just walked into.
Yeah, I mean, the market isn't great in general, but what's not to love? This shoe has such a track record, and I think it's a pretty whack shoe personally. I always thought it was the worst.
Smurf, you hear that? Smurf, you hear that?
Yeah. Wow.
It just
polar.
Never
I've never heard something so opposite between two takes in my life. Like that was. Oh my god.
So either way, regardless of my personal feeling.
So we don't get a flex pick, Jeff?
Of what?
The breads. You're not flexing these on.
Yeah, he's
after they
flexing.
drop Saturday?
That's what he's flexing.
If you want a flex pick of me and Breads, go find the picture of me wearing them in 2017.
I mean, honestly, like it makes sense
Alright.
because, like, think about it. He was talking about wearing CPFMs last week. Like, a CPFM wearer is not going to wear this shoe.
No,
Oh, I know.
For sure. I'm
was-
wearing Dior Lows for the grand opening. I'm not going to put on Breads on Sunday.
Man, I was talking shit, man. Y'all take me so serious. I know Bread. I know Jeff's not putting that shoe on his foot for a fit pick.
Yeah, but I mean, they're one of the most What you think? Them and Zebras are the top two?
Yeah, and these
Probably.
look better.
But, I mean, I guess I could say better, but it's just, I mean,
They're definitely the top two popular,
without them getting dirty.
Of a 350.
Yeah, I mean it's been so long. Like we see so many re-releases quickly with Adidas. They've actually like waited for this one. I mean, it came out in 17. It's actually been a time period.
Last year, remember, or what's his name shot it down?
That's right.
I really hope that if they go into what they call their archives, that we get Beluga 2.0 next.
Oh, please.
Wait, what's that whole thing about the arc? Like, is that a legit like conspiracy theory, or is that a thing?
No, I'm just saying at some point, I mean, Adidas restocks everything, and why wouldn't they start restocking other colors of 350s?
Oh, I didn't know if there was like some sort of project that Adidas was doing on the side called the Archives, where they were just like secretly planning.
He says, you know that. That's a marketing thing. They would never think of that.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, what do you expect the movies, Gloss? Like, I mean, I'm sure.
So I haven't. Where are they at price wise now?
400, 450, 400.
So I would say it's probably reasonable, given stock, to think that they drop $75 from where they're at now.
Yeah,
I agree.
I would say I'm gonna probably keep them closer to where they are now, and like in the store on opening day, like because whatever size I have now, that are coming in should be here by then. I'm gonna put them up for like 4 to 450. Maybe throw up one for like 275. If prices are good, mine, I'm gonna throw one up as like a special at 275. If they're dogs, then I'm just gonna leave everything at 4 and keep it moving.
I would almost guarantee you'll sell out of it. So.
Probably, yeah. I'm hoping to have as many as I can for the opening. Like trying to send in any favors I can get just to have them when I open Saturday.
I mean, it's a
People don't want them shits, man.
Foot traffic. I mean, it's a foot traffic too.
They're gonna want those shoes. This is gonna be a highly sought after shoe.
And for a long time.
I sought after shoe for 3 years.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I was saying, Jeff. I was just looking at the sales and like all the bays. Like, there's 4-figure sales for the bays for 3 years, going all the way going up until October 21st, and now they're all in the 400s, like all of them.
Well, it's like in 6 months, like this feels like it could easily follow Zebra trajectory or Wave Runner trajectory, where like it's in 6 months. It could be. I don't think it's ever going to get back to 1,000, but like in 6 months, would you be surprised if it's like similar pricing to Black Statics?
Right. 5 to 750, something like that. 6 to 8, 5 to 750.
Yeah, because this will jump Cinder.
Yeah.
Just like it more.
Yeah, people just like it more. Yeah. So big one. What we got next? Oof.
So, figure that was a good time to. Oh wow, what a segue!
Yeah.
What a segue. Missed on this one.
Happens.
So, if you have pairs now, you're still holding them?
If I have pairs now, this is so. I had pairs, and I didn't like the way it was going. I think I talked about this on live streams. I know I did. I rotated out of my pairs in late September, I think, or early October. Many people who follow my bankroll management know that I have pairs that I categorize as, being closer to the chopping block than others. And when you have to make moves, when you have a tight budget, there's sometimes ones that I have to move, and these were some that I got out of just because of the way the price action was going. And it wasn't even really the price action as much as it was every single person in the world had them and they were holding them. And if you're still holding them now, Fuck, I don't know. What do y'all think?
I,
That's a tough situation to be in.
I held Royal Ones for 2 years, so I guess nothing's out of the question with me. So I guess for now I'll definitely be sitting on them. Yeah, I mean I don't want to say it's no big deal. It's a lot of money tied up in them, but at the same time, it's just I know the responsible thing to do would be sell them, pivot into Bred Yzys, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I'm not going to do that. So that's a responsible move. I'd rather hold it and not lose money on them. Again, irresponsible, but whatever. It's a mental block.
I don't know. I think the responsible move is the responsible move. I think that's exactly what I would do. I mean, I personally don't have any of these, but if I did, I think it just makes sense. Just because no matter what's going to happen, I think all the attention is going to be on the bread.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like these Zyons. I like the colorway. I think they have room to hit in the summer, but just kind of with breads being an option to put money into, it just I think you cut your losses, sell them, buy breads, and you'll make those back and more in them.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would do. But I understand like everybody operates in different scenarios. You know, I'm just big on constantly keeping that inventory rotating, constantly keeping an eye.
I voted for that, by the way.
Yeah, there you go. So I don't know. If I still hold them, I would still they'd be high up on my block still for repositioning.
The only thing is, I don't think I'd sell them at least right now. Like, what you can't sell the week after. You just can't. You cannot sell these the week after StockX day. You know, a StockX seller fee day. Like, that's like you're asking to get for the shoe to go up $10, $20 by next week.
I mean, it'll rebound decently fast because of the Christmas season, you know.
Right.
So
then you could just sell through those then. Right now at these prices with the whole StockX day thing, it's just not appealing to me to sell. Not that you have to sell them on StockX, but it's going to be tough to move them for that much above StockX is really
wasn't there another 50% off in between?
Like I'm saying, they just keep pounding us with these. So that's really why I'm not inclined to.
Which, I mean, I'm always under the impression that truly helps in the shorter term. But I mean, with breads coming, I don't know. It's tough.
I mean, if
I think you're pretty committed too, but
yeah. Well, I mean, if I had them and I really wanted to off them, I probably would just send them a consign somewhere. Just
Los Angeles and Philadelphia.
Los Angeles.
Plus, if you had 50 pairs, you probably do, but what would you do?
Yeah, I do. I am trying to get out of the sizes I have multiples of, just to reallocate them.
Which is a strategy you've talked about before on here that you do.
Yeah, it's just I have a lot. I mean, if I go to my size run right now, I'm thin on like 5 through 7.5, and then I have like 2, 8, 8.5, which like I'm fine with having 2. But like 9, I have like 7 size 9s, and like that all happens to be the worst size. Like clearly, that's the size everybody has. So at 7 pairs, like I'm taking $40, $50 losses on them, but I'd rather get them moving and put it into somewhere else and recoup that money by the time that they maybe rebound. Yeah,
for sure.
So that's kind of what I'm looking at it with those, because the color is really nice, but there's clearly too many pairs, and they were just consistently in the wrong hands, in the wrong hands.
Yeah.
At me.
You're not, if they're not in
your right hand, technically. You're right.
I know. They're in the right hands with me. I should just buy them all up, honestly, but whatever.
Yeah.
Like all 100-something thousand pairs.
All right, what we got next on the slide?
Console time.
Console talk.
Scalper talk.
Hey! I mean, my opinion from a few weeks ago is not looking too bad right now.
What was your opinion?
That I think it's worth holding a few.
Oh.
I mean, StockX sellers like murdered the market the other day. They just woke up and they were like, "Hold up, let me lose some money for no reason."
Let me cut this down to nothing.
We're gonna hit the pay. I'm telling you, Karen
is look at this
and that paycheck right on these.
like 26 million dollars have been spent on StockX on these consoles. Like it's insane.
Wow.
Like 30,000 units. Like it's mind-boggling.
That's insane.
Like
Stop
for a
it.
shoe
So
platform.
happy,
It's a
dude.
shoe
So
platform.
What?
It's crazy.
How many graphics cards have sold on there? I'm curious just to see. I mean, just I know it's going to be nowhere near that, but it's an electronic. Are they really moving this stuff?
Banging those out. I mean, it's a hype item though. Like they deal with hype items, and people who want hype items get directed to some places. I think people are attracted to the buying process. We talked last week. It's the closest thing you can get to a warranty. I don't know. I've still got some. I bought some today. Still got some more left to sell. I'm offing them here and there.
Hodl gang.
I'm not. Yeah, you're holding them till.
You saw my parents' place.
Yeah, but how long are you gonna hold them till?
I'll probably get them super moving like around. I'd say I'm looking to push them by like 6 days out from Christmas. That timeline right there.
Okay, that's fair. All right,
Offer 2-day shipping. Eat the roughly the FedEx 2-day will be roughly like $60. I think it's something like that. But I mean, you'll see. They're gonna bang. Like I said, the PS3 went for $1,600 in 2006. So don't forget that.
Dirty scalper. You're a dirty scalper, man.
Well, it's not my fault, Sony made $4 million less than they thought they were upon release.
Stupid. Dude, I mean, the way I've been seeing, I'm happy with this. Don't get me wrong, but the way I've been seeing these sell on StockX, like I wish they had 4 million more units, so we could have ordered like 100 and moved them on StockX for like $250 profit and moved them all in a day. I mean,
But the thing is, like, I think you'll still be able to, like, the sneaker community.
I agree 100% with what you're
poised to buy these. So, like, it's really just kind of you have the tools at your fingertips. If you're not using them, you're kind of sleeping.
I think it is gonna take a while for these to actually start getting into the hands of regular consumers buying it on Best Buy for months, because not because just that they're reselling now, it's just now everyone's in the habit of seeing it, buying it, where it doesn't matter how many are already out there, how many buyers there's going to be. These are going to have to brick before people stop buying them. It's not going to be they stop buying them and they brick. That's going to happen before people stop buying them. So,
well, even when they brick, they're going to be bricks in terms of selling them on StockX.
Yeah.
Buyers are going to be paying way over retail still on StockX, and so if you're offering them an alternative, there will be money to be made.
Mm-hmm.
Every single retailer we're buying these from is 90-day returns during the holidays. So,
yeah,
it's interesting. It's interesting to me. Like, I think I see a scenario where they could pop. I mean, like post-Christmas, late January, early February, restocks haven't hit. It's in a production lull. Hell, who knows what happens, and then some stimulus comes through.
Nice big wave, and
yeah, and stimulus comes through, and people are.
Well, here's the thing.
Like, hey, I was gonna wait, and I thought I was gonna get it in February, but it's February, and now I can't get it, and then they're just really impulsive buy. Like,
and by then the consoles, the real big exclusives will be out. I mean, what's that game called? Cyberpunk. I don't know what the hell it's called. One people have been waiting for freaking forever.
Cyberpunk.
In a week. But like you got that, and then you got Halo with like sometime early next year. Like, there's not really any. There's no reason to have these if you're a gamer.
No,
there's nothing out.
No, I mean, I kind of like the idea. Just keep buying them and selling them. You don't have to sell them all at once. You can't sell them all at once. I kind of like piecing them out and just playing the market. I like buck strategy as well. So, point is, these are making money any way you want to cut it. So don't beat yourself up on the sales methods. Just buy them and make money off them.
It's the same fee as StockX half off on eBay with a store, by the way. So
nice. Good to know.
So here's some Xbox data. Looks like they moved like $12 million, 17,000 consoles. So I mean, they're pretty. I mean, definitely
pretty
not
good.
Not PS5 numbers, but 17,000 and 30,000. I mean, relatively close.
Yeah, no, that's not bad at all.
You can get.
I've heard from a. Go ahead, Gloss.
I was gonna say the Xboxes they're still worth money. Like people, yeah, they're selling out, but I feel like all the energy is on PS5. But people still want the Xbox, and there's still value there.
Dude,
Yeah,
everybody who
100%.
plays Xbox, like the actual Xbox players, rave about this system. They rave about it. I haven't heard any of the Xbox players not be high on it. And I actually have to go pick one up tomorrow.
It's like the same thing that like just because you're not gonna hit J Balvin's, like you're not gonna buy Bred Yeezys or something. Like why? Because I know people are like, I'm only running for PlayStation, I'm not running for Xbox. But like Xbox is still profit.
Yeah, that's silly. That's like I only like
Cyberpunk. That's the game. Comes out next year.
that's like saying I only like $50 bills, not $20 bills or something stupid like that.
I mean, in terms of what released, I think Spider-Man's really the only exclusive, and I believe.
Right. Well, all right. I think that's about it, isn't it, Smurf?
I think so.
Yeah.
Smurf,
All right,
Smurf, I just want to say one more thing. I literally just saw another red suede LeBron 10 posted like 4 hours ago.
Yeah, Brandon and I have been looking at looking at Facebook Market, and there's been like 5 pairs of red suede LeBron 10s sold, like size 10.5 to 12. Have you seen?
Yeah, basically in the last maybe 2 weeks, which
Yeah,
can
Scam
like,
going on?
huh?
A scam going on or what?
No, it's just like everyone just coming out of the woodwork to sell their pairs. Like I hadn't seen that many pairs in the last 5 years sell. And
Yeah,
now
no,
I'm taking
crazy.
$2,000 for them. It's crazy. So I'm really hoping they don't post a 9.5.
yeah, but I don't know. LeBron, we'll see what happens with these LeBrons. But in terms of like buying personals, I'm just so off of it right now, just because
I know.
God knows what's going to happen with these.
I
I know
feel.
you're waiting on Grinches over there.
I'll buy Grinches.
Absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. All right, guys. I think these get up quick, don't they? Smurf, aren't they easy to get up? Did you say that?
Yep.
The stream will be up in like 10 minutes.
Sweet. All right, guys. Good show.
Perfect.
Holla at you.